It's Mr. Ye. Today I'd like to talk about a common question that occur at the end of this year. A lot of pre-cal students are deciding to taking either AB or BC directly or BC with a block. And the question that pop up in my school is a lot of people want to take a block period for BC because they can earn 2 college credit with one class. But the thing is, you still spend 2 periods. And then we're going to talk about evidence, why you should do or what you should not do the block periods. So here's some evidence that or you should not. Um, so I will talk about if people who are can take the BC exam the first time and they are confident enough to get a 5, then those are the students should take BC block or BC directly even. I have 1 student or 2 students able to do that this year because they are so confident in their math skill and it's all the way to the highest level. Other than that, I will not prefer to take BC or BC block. And here's the reason being. And so I think about things need to look in terms of evidence. So I went to go to UCF website and then pull out the MAC 2312, which is this class right here. This is known as a Calculus 2, and this is known as Calculus 3. And if you pay attention, that they say it must score a 5 on AP placement. It must score a 5 on AP placement. Now, why that is important is because if you don't score a 5 on that BC exam, then that means if you go to UCF and you want to be an engineer major, then that means you have to take Calc 1 all over again, as well as Calc 2 all over again, even though you got a 4 on BC exam. So that's why I say if you're confident of your own math skill, that you can for sure you got a 5 on the BC exam, then you don't have to, you can take BC block or BC by itself, depending on how much time you need. Now, if you just say you got a 4, then the disadvantage is when you go to UCF, become an aerospace engineer, they're going to say, no, you got a 4. We don't like your 4. We want you to take AB again, as well as BC again. So that's the downside. So that's a disadvantage if you take in BC directly. That means you only have 1 try. Now, why I think you should take AB at first, especially if you're a sophomore, I will not take BC just because there's multiple problem that you might have issue. I will take AB if you're a sophomore. Even if you're junior, I will just take AB for the senior year. And here's the reason being is if you take AB and not just say you got, if you take AB and then you got a 4, or even as not as high as 4, that's 3 or 2. So anything between 1 to 4 on AP exam. And the following year, you can take a BC and you can get a AB subscore. Okay, so I have a student this year. His name is Asheville. He got a 1 in AB. But however, in his BC score, he projected to get a 5. So that means he will get a 5 on BC score and AB on a 5 as well. So he will get 2 5. What happened is he screwed up the first time. And he can retake again. It's kind of like retake, except you're going to get a better final grade. So who should take BC block is the people who think that they can get a BC the first try and get a 5 without an option of retake. If you wish that to have an option to retake and you might be able to get a 5 on both, that is an advantage to you, right? So if you want to think about that, what if I got a 3? So I have some student gonna get a 3 on this AB exam. And the following year, they take a BC, you get a 5. And guess what? They will get a BC AB subscore and BC subscore as a 5. More likely to be a 5 actually, because they have 1 year of experience underneath their belt. So if you retake a test, that means you got some experience of what the test question is mostly likely to be, and then you take it again, more likely you're gonna do well the second time. So those are the advantage for you, and those are the reason why you should do AB first and then BC. Now, if you're a junior, I understand why you want to take a block, because you want the A, B, and BC knock off at senior year. And but the only things I can probably convince you not to is the foundation, because if you spend whole year on AB, you're gonna build a very good foundation for AB. And AB is really much related to Calc 3 because there's triple integral, and you have to take integral 3 times and stuff like that, and to build a solid foundation for you to be successful in Calc 3. Now, with that being said, let's go back to sophomore. If you take BC and not just say you got a 4, you got a 5, and then you're gonna go to take Calc 3 at senior year. That's also one bad thing, is because Calc 3 is so much harder than AB and BC combined, and then you don't have somebody right next to you to ask questions. So more likely you have to take it through UF virtual school. And if you take a UF virtual school, more likely you're gonna have a hard time, because I had 2 students this year coming to me, ask me, says, hey, I'm taking Calc 3, but I don't have nobody to help me. What can you do about it? I can't do anything because I didn't teach Calc 3. I'm not enough to teach Calc 3. So I don't have enough knowledge to teach Calc 3. So those are the things that you should consider before you decide. Those are decisions you should think about. And you look at the evidence, see if that proof for you is a good method. So one guideline I would say is, do you think you can do BC exam without the option of retake and get a 5? Those are the students should take BC block. If any other choices, I will not take a block. I will not take a BC directly. It's just because you lost a chance to retake. It's much better to build an AB stronger foundation and go to college with a good foundation. Also, another thing I want to talk to you about is not everybody require BC to go into good college. I have people who just did AB, got accepted at Yale. I had 3 students got into Yale without taking BC last year. I have students got to Vanderbilt, Fulbright, only an offer to top 3. So to take a BC is not a necessary course of action. One more thing I want to mention, if you do medical school, there's absolutely no need to do BC, because in UF doesn't even require AB calculus actually. So if you pay attention here, and if you look at here, and I'm gonna move this to the side, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, let's just say I'm gonna do this here, and I'm gonna zoom in, and if you look at here, this is a UF pre-health. So in pre-health, if you look at MAC 2311, it's not even a requirement. This R stand for, let me see what the R stand for. R stand for recommended, not required. So you don't even need a calculus AB. The reason why you take calculus AB is to show college that you can do higher level math. But medical school doesn't even require calculus AB. Used to, when I was in school, they require calculus AB, but then now they no longer. They just recommend it. And the only thing that you really require is the X, which is, in this case, is a pharmacy school and optometry school. Optometry school and pharmacy school are the only one requires the BC calculus. Other than that, they actually more focus on statistic. Statistics is required all the way through. Even when you take MCAT, you need to require the statistic. So statistic is probably good to take high uh, in a high school setting. With that being said, it should give you a lot of ideas. How do you make a decision? Um, Ideally, as I want you guys to make a best decision for yourself, and and then you can say, what's the best way to do this. Um, you know, you want to show college that you have a end of last year with a good strong mathematic, but AB is well known, strong enough to get into a very good college. Actually, I have known one student 2 years ago got into Stanford. He didn't even take AB or BC. He just have a strong essay skills. So if you have strong essay skill, you have strong curriculum, extra curriculum, and you can do very well just as much as taking a very strong math classes. Taking strong math classes doesn't mean anything. Now, that's why I'm a big fan of AB. It's not too strong, but it's strong enough to show people that you are capable, you have high ability to achieve everything. And that's why I recommend people always take AB. And if you want to do better, then you can take BC again, or if you want to redo your score for your AB in case you did bad. And the reason why is not because I didn't think that you would do bad the first time. It's the first time, that's the first exam you deal with AP exam, but in terms of mathematical point setting. You probably do histories, and you probably do human geography. But when it's to AP math, it's kind of different beast. So you never get used to it. For me, I will want this retake option, which is take the BC exam, and then you have the option to get it. Now, if you can do it the first time, get a BC, and you feel confident to get a 5, why not? Take a BC block, take it even BC by itself. I have 2 students able to do it this year. I think Niesha was one of them. I think the second one is probably Margot, who never take AB. But again, they are very, very strong student. They can score 790 on SATs. So also a good indication that you should think about doing BC block, whether you're capable. I think 760 on SAT score or 750 on SAT score is a good guidance whether you should take it in 1 year rather than 2. I'm gonna end my class here, and hopefully you make the best decision for you. Not for me. I'm just looking out for you to make the best decision.